Hey guys, what's up? Sermo11 here, or Melvin2898 here. The summer anime season is slowly winding down. Blood Lad ended, Danganronpa ended. I'm not going to mention the other animes because I haven't really finished them yet, so those are two animes that ended. And now, probably the top anime for 2 seasons, Attack on Titan, is ending. So here's my review of Attack on Titan episode 25, Eren versus Annie. The last episode ended off with an awesome punch by Eren Titan. Does anyone know Eren Titan's name, or does he have a name, by the way? Because saying Eren Titan kind of feels weird. It's kind of weird as a name. Also, a few people, including myself, were wondering if there were people inside that building that Eren knocked Annie into, and there were. But it's those crazy religious people that were introduced earlier. I forgot, but don't they actually support the Titans, or at least view them as gods or something? The guy did seem kind of worried when the Titans were there, so I was kind of unsure if he had common sense or not. But Annie falls into the church and kills most of the people. But this fight was intense. Every hit, pretty much every movement, sent a shockwave throughout the city. And technically, Eren killed some people. I'm just saying, like, every time they hit, there was a shockwave. Some people died. Some buildings, they were throwing each other into buildings. People had to die. So I'm just saying, technically, Eren killed some people. Also, it seemed like Eren was in complete control this time. He said something about how Annie always looked bored, but when she was showing off her martial arts skills, she looked alive. I'm guessing there's a group of human titans out there that she's working for. That's my theory, but I'm going to be reading the manga series probably tonight and tomorrow. I'll mention that again later, but that's my theory. Or maybe it has something to do with her father, because we do get like flashbacks of what happened with her father, but we don't get a complete flashback, so I'm not too sure. But we do know her father was training her, and he says something else. I got it in the review, so I'll bring it up later. But Annie is actually running away from Eren, which was a surprise to me. I'm guessing she thought he would eventually kill her, or with the help of the soldiers or whatever, he might actually kill her, or they might capture her. And Erwin is still having trouble with the military police. He convinces them not to kill him, but he has to stay in trial, and he gets handcuffed. And the show is very real with some of the things that happen. Like, Erwin may be a good guy, but he's very suspicious, and this whole thing was his fault. Plus, this plan wasn't that good, and considering Annie was ready for them, he knew some of this stuff, so he has to stand trial for it. I almost thought Levi was going to step in and beat the heck out of the military police. Even with a messed up ankle, I think, Levi is awesome. He's an awesome character. Like, I still don't... I guess I can get over the fact that he beat the heck out of Eren, but Levi's just an awesome character. I can see why he's so popular. And Armin and Jean were talking about how Eren is abandoning his humanity to change things, which doesn't really make much sense to me. If he can transform into a Titan and completely control it, then he's still a human in a way, right? This was part of this was like Armin's thoughts, and then there's a conversation between him and Jean later at the end of the episode. And then Annie literally beats the heck out of Eren. Like, I thought, let me see, what does this say? Like, I thought she was gone for a second. I don't know what I wrote, but, because that doesn't make any sense. But, she kept smashing his head into the building. And I'm guessing her father raped her or something. That's kind of a harsh topic, I guess you could, harsh or dark topic to be talking about on here. But that's kind of what I got from it, because he was hugging her, and I was like, did he just rape her? He seemed to be apologizing for something. Maybe we'll get to see more on that. But Eren gets up and his body's on fire. Like, I'm not sure if he was regenerating or not, but I think he did regenerate a little bit. But I did predict that his body's on fire, so his Titan element is fire or whatever, and Annie's Titan element is ice. Or maybe the Titans just have abilities, because the Armored Titan, he's really armored. Maybe that's his ability. And the Colossus Titan is really tall. Maybe that's his ability. I'm not sure on that one. But Eren crushes her face, kinda, and there's blood splattered everywhere. Annie escapes, and she's trying to climb up the wall. But I'm guessing, once she gets over the wall, she's gonna be free. I forgot which wall they're in. I thought they were in like one of the inner walls, like one of the closer walls. That's what I thought. But Mikasa finally gets up and she cuts Annie's fingers off, and she falls off because I think Eren like bit her leg off, one of her legs off, so she only had one leg, and that's not gonna help her climb up a wall. And I swear Mikasa learned that spinning move from Levi and has been using it ever since. What was the first time he used it? The first time Levi used that spinning move was against the female Titan. He like chopped up her arm or her fingers or something. I don't know. He just cut her up. And then Mikasa started doing it because this is at least the second or third time she's done it. And Annie's pretty much done. You know, she falls down, and then Eren really lets her have it. He's like biting on her, punching on her like a dog. Well, dogs don't punch, but he was biting on her. But he's still saying some weird stuff. He's saying that he'll destroy the world, which is something he said in the last episode, and that's one of the things I worry about. You know, he said he'll kill all the Titans. That's okay, whatever, they're Titans. But he said he's gonna destroy the world. Like, where did you get that idea from? What happened? Does the Titan form like change your views or something? I don't know what's up with that. And I don't know if Annie's father is a rapist or not, but I do agree with what he says. I'm guessing something happened with Annie's mother. Maybe she endangered their daughter or something, or maybe she almost got Annie killed, and that's why her father said that even if the whole world hates you, your dad is the one person on your side. And those are some very strong words. I'd like to tweak it a little bit and say that if the whole world hates you, your parents are still on your side. I think that's a very realistic viewpoint. I mean, if you have good parents, that's a very realistic viewpoint. And again, you know, Attack on Titan with these, with the realistic things, you know, like have to stand trial for your crimes or whatever, what you've done. You know, the stuff with Erwin, he's kind of suspicious, and you know, just showing that Annie's father really loved her, or maybe he loved her too much. That was funny. But Eren did lose control, I guess. I thought he was in complete control, but he was about to eat Annie, but then he saw her face and he stopped. But I think it would have been better this way, mainly because of the fact that it appears that the human Titans can't die unless you cut them on their neck. That's my theory, because I think Rainer's a Titan. I think Rainer's a Titan because Annie squished him in her hand, and he came out steaming. He has to be a Titan or something. So that's just my theory. I guess you have to, or maybe they can't die at all. I'm not sure on that one. So Annie can still use her powers, and she begins to freeze herself in ice. I'm not sure if she was gonna freeze Eren too. And if you're watching this, Braxton, screw you for spoiling it, because really you just said, oh, Annie freezes herself, and acted like nothing. You acted like that was okay. But Levi quickly cuts Eren out, and the ice can't be broken, which is really odd. I really wonder what it's made out of. It might be some picrate or something. That's what I looked up. That's unbreakable ice, and basically it's made at a certain pressure, so it can't be broken. So I'm guessing it can't be burned either. I'm guessing they tried that. And the information that Annie must have had, it must have been some good stuff, because she was willing to give up her life to protect it. I don't know how realistic Attack on Titan is going with these things. Like, is she still alive in this ice? Or is she dead? I don't know. I also wonder, was this a reference to something? I feel like maybe there was a fairy tale or something on this, like someone freezing themselves in ice, but I might be wrong on that. And maybe her father injected her with the serum and said that stuff afterwards. Maybe her father and Eren's father are part of some program. And doesn't Pixis know about it? Like, why wasn't he asked about this? He came out and said Eren is part of a secret program to turn humans into Titans. Unless he was lying about that, this guy clearly knows some information, but no one questions him on it. And I didn't know where to put this in the review because kind of just skimmed through the episode a second time, write the review. And I don't know what part of the episode this was in, but this is basically the little part, where they show a little information. They give a little information about the series or what they're using in the series for the commercial break, and then they come back and they give a little bit more. I normally don't read all of these because they go by so fast, but this one was really long, so I was like, hey, I might as well stop the episode and watch it. And it was about a miner who was digging underground. He was either around the wall or in the wall, and he kept digging and digging, but he reached something, and it was really hard, so he hit it with his shovel, and his shovel broke. And it was made out of the same material that the wall was made out of. And he's at this tavern. I think this whole thing, it happened over 20 years. And he talked to his friend about it. They were at a tavern, a bar, and I think there were military police present. And he was like, don't talk about that or something. And then they both disappeared, which is kind of creepy. But it might be important or it might not. But I liked it. I liked it. It was very interesting. And then Hanji's talking about how many people died, and Levi walks up to Erwin. He's so short. Like, I've heard, Levi's short, blah, blah, blah. They even talked about it in the series. But when he walks up to Erwin and you see the comparison, Levi is so short. And then Erwin's talking. This is after this. Erwin's talking to these people, and I'm guessing the military police. They're trying to find out his motive behind all of this, and they can't find one. He just did it. I guess if he had captured Annie and they had got some information, I think it would have been okay. I mean, people died, but for the sake of humanity, because everything's for the sake of humanity. Even if you're not even involved with the military police or the survey corps or any of that, if you die, it's for the sake of humanity. I truly mean that. So Eren is back in bed. He says it's creepy how he's all healed up. Armin, Jean, and Mikasa are there. Armin and Jean are summoned to be questioned next. And then they have the conversation that I talked about earlier. And there's still a hint that Jean likes Mikasa. When he leaves the room, we see him looking down. We see that darkness on his face. And Eren and Mikasa have a moment. His sister holds his hand in the most friendly way as possible. That's exactly what happened, guys. So Erwin's next goal is to find all the humans that can turn into Titans. I mean, that's a pretty cool. Not cool. That's a pretty good idea. That's something that's good to assume that there are more people that can turn into Titans, or maybe he already knows about it, but I'm not sure on that one. Also, Attack on Titan is good at doing mini arcs, by the way. Or if this was a full arc, the female Titan arc, it was done very well. It was short and sweet, but awesome. So, not sure if this is considered an arc or not. But then the music starts playing, and I guess it's kind of sad because the series is gonna end. And they start playing the credits and blah 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 blah. This was in the movie theaters. If I didn't mention this, review's so long I don't know what I'm saying. And then Annie was given to the Survey Corps. I'm wondering who's keeping humanity captive. That's what Armin was talking about at the end of the episode. But based on all the hints in the series, I'm guessing it's humanity itself that's keeping itself captured, which is that's a very intense thing to say. I would like more information about that. And there has to be another season. Just like with Sword Art Online and Free, there has to be a season 2. There's more to the series, so they might as well animate it, and it was pretty popular, so why not? I think Free was popular too. Sword Art Online and Attack on Titan, we already know those were very popular. And we even saw a Titan in the crack of the wall where Annie was climbing up. I'm not sure if that was in the manga or not, but there's a hint to, that there's another human Titan right there. Because it looked like it had the muscle-like thing. I don't know. That could have been the Colossus Titan. I'm not sure. But considering it was inside the wall, and it was kind of small. Because Colossus Titan is taller than the walls. I'm not sure on that one. But this is an awesome episode of Attack on Titan. I'll be reading the manga series tonight and tomorrow, because I'm not sure. Attack on Titan is a monthly series. I think it's only on chapter 49 or 50, so it's like 50 pages too, or it's like 50 or 48 or something, because when people translate stuff, they include like the group that translated it or other things like that. And the comments for the video are open, so say whatever you want, because I'll be reading the manga series, and you can't really spoil me because I already know who the Titans are. Thank you for watching my review of Attack on Titan. If you would like to follow me, my Facebook and Twitter are Melvin2898, guys. Again, thanks, and later.